Love English Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Love English Podcast. I'm Leo.
And I'm Emma. It's so nice to have you with us again.
Today, we are going to talk about the start of the day. For many people, it is the most important part of the day.
That's right. We are going to learn how to describe our morning routine.
A routine is the series of actions you do regularly, in the same order. So a morning routine is what you do every morning from the moment you wake up.
This is a great topic for beginners because we use simple present tense verbs to talk about our habits. And everyone has a morning routine, so it's very relatable.
Exactly. So let's start at the very beginning of the day. What is the first thing you do, Emma?
The first thing I do is I wake up. My alarm clock rings at 6:30 a.m., and I wake up.
So you wake up at 6:30 a.m.? Do you get up immediately?
No, I don't. I usually lie in bed for 5 minutes, then at 6:35 a.m. I get up.
Wake up is when your eyes open. Get up is when you get out of bed. That's a good distinction.
After I get up, I go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, I brush my teeth and I wash my face.
Brush my teeth and wash my face. Very common morning actions. What do you do after that?
Then I go back to my bedroom and I get dressed. Get dressed means to put on your clothes for the day.
So far, Emma's routine is wake up, get up, brush teeth, wash face, and get dressed. What happens next?
Next, I go to the kitchen to make breakfast. Breakfast is very important for me. I usually have toast and a cup of tea.
I agree. Breakfast is important. I usually have coffee and some fruit. So you make breakfast, and then you eat breakfast.
That's right. While I eat my breakfast, I usually read the news on my phone.
A very modern routine. So after breakfast, what's the final step before you leave?
Finally, I grab my bag, put on my shoes, and I leave the house around 7:30 a.m. to go to work.
That sounds like a very organized morning routine, Emma.
I try. Listeners, did you notice some special words I used? I used words like first, then, next, and finally.
These words are called sequencing words. They help us connect our actions and tell a story in the correct order.
First is for the beginning. For example, first, I wake up.
Then, or next, can be used for the actions in the middle. Then, I brush my teeth. Next, I get dressed.
And finally is for the last action in the sequence. Finally, I leave the house.
Using these words will make your English sound much more natural. Let's practice with them. First, I wake up.
Then I get up.
Next, I have breakfast.
Finally, I go to work.
Let's see how this sounds in a real-life conversation.
Okay, let's imagine Leo is being interviewed for a student newspaper. The student, a man, is writing an article about the daily habits of different people.
This is a great scenario. The student interviewer will be our third voice, and he will be talking to me.
Hello, Leo. Thank you for meeting with me today.
It is my pleasure. I am happy to help with your article.
Our readers are very interested in the morning routines of successful people. So, what time do you usually wake up?
I am an early bird. I usually wake up at 6 a.m. without an alarm clock.
Wow, 6 a.m. What is the first thing you do after you wake up?
First, I drink a big glass of water. Then I do some stretching for about 10 minutes to wake up my body.
That sounds very healthy. What do you do next?
Next, I take a shower and get dressed for the day. After that, I go to the kitchen to make my coffee. Coffee is the most important part of my morning.
I understand that completely. Do you eat breakfast as well?
Yes, I always have breakfast. I usually eat yogurt with some berries. Finally, before I leave, I spend about 5 minutes just sitting in silence, thinking about my day. Then I leave for work at 7:45 a.m.
That is a very peaceful and organized routine. Thank you for sharing that with me, Leo.
Of course, my pleasure.
And we are back.
In that conversation, the interviewer asked me about my morning routine.
And you described it, step by step. You used our sequencing words. First, then, next, and finally.
For example, first I drink a big glass of water. Then I do some stretching.
This made your description very easy to follow. This is a great way for you, listeners, to practice telling your own morning story.
Now, let's try a different situation. People's routines can be very different.
That is so true. Let's imagine a conversation between two friends who are catching up. Let's say I am talking to my friend Tom.
Tom, a man, is our third voice. He's going to talk to Emma about his new, very early morning routine as a baker.
Hi, Emma. It is so good to see you.
Hi, Tom. I have been great. It is so nice to finally have a day off. How are things with you? I know you started that new job working at the bakery.
Things are good, but very different. My whole schedule has changed.
Oh, really? How so? What is your morning routine like now?
Well, it starts very, very early. I have to be at the bakery by 4 a.m. to start baking the bread.
4 a.m.? That is so early. So, what time do you wake up?
My alarm goes off at 3 a.m. It is still dark outside. It was hard at first, but I am getting used to it.
Wow. So, what do you do after you wake up at 3 a.m.? Do you even have time for breakfast?
It is a very fast routine. First, I wake up and immediately get dressed in my work clothes. Then, I just drink a quick espresso. I do not have time to make a big breakfast. I usually eat a croissant at the bakery around 6 a.m.
So, you get up, get dressed, have a coffee, and go. That is a very quick morning.
Yes. Finally, I get on my bicycle and ride to work. I leave my house at about 3:45 a.m.
I am very impressed, Tom. Waking up at 3 a.m. is not easy.
It is okay. I get to see the sunrise every morning, which is beautiful.
And scene.
This conversation shows a very different kind of morning routine.
Yes, Tom the baker has to wake up at 3 a.m. That is much earlier than us.
We asked him, "What is your morning routine like now?" This is another great way to ask the question.
And he described his very fast routine using our sequencing words. First, I wake up. Then I drink a quick espresso. Finally, I get on my bicycle.
So you see, listeners, no matter what your routine is, you can use the same simple words and sentence structures to describe it.
Let's do one last scenario. This one is about problems with a morning routine.
Good idea. Not every morning is perfect. Let's imagine Leo is calling his boss to say he will be late for work.
My boss, Mr. Henderson, will be our third voice. I will be speaking to him on the phone.
Hello, this is Mr. Henderson.
Good morning, Mr. Henderson. This is Leo. I am calling to let you know that I am going to be a little late for work today.
Oh, I see. Is everything all right, Leo?
Yes, everything is fine, thank you. I just had a difficult morning. My alarm clock did not go off for some reason.
So you woke up late.
Yes, I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m., but today I woke up at 8 a.m., so my whole morning routine is behind schedule.
I understand. These things happen. What time do you think you will be here?
Well, I just finished getting dressed. I am skipping breakfast to save time. I think I can be at the office by 9:30 a.m.
Okay, 9:30 a.m. Thank you for calling to let me know. Drive safely, Leo.
I will. Thank you, Mr. Henderson. Goodbye.
And we are back.
This is a very realistic situation. Sometimes our routines don't go as planned.
That's right. You explained the problem very clearly. My alarm clock did not go off.
And I explained the result. I woke up late and I said my whole morning routine is behind schedule.
And you even said you were skipping breakfast to save time. This is another great vocabulary word. To skip something means you don't do it.
This conversation shows how useful it is to be able to talk about your routine even when things go wrong.
Okay, I think we have covered a lot today. It's time for our big review.
Yes, first we learned the key vocabulary for a morning routine.
Wake up, get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, get dressed, make breakfast, and eat breakfast.
We learned the sequencing words to put our actions in order.
First, then, next, and finally.
We learned how to describe our routine using simple sentences, like, first, I wake up at 6:30 a.m. Then, I brush my teeth.
And we practiced with 3 different real-life situations.
An interview about a healthy morning routine.
A conversation with a friend who has a very early morning routine.
And calling a boss to explain why you are late because your routine was disrupted.
Now it is your turn for the final practice, listeners. Think about your own morning.
What is the first thing you do? Try to say the sentence. First, I.
Now, what do you do next? Next, I.
And what is the last thing you do before you leave the house? Finally, I.
You are doing so well. Describing your daily life is the best way to make English a part of your world.
Thank you for joining us today on the Love English podcast. We are so proud of you.
That is all for this lesson. Keep practicing your morning routine story, and we will talk to you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Great job practicing today. Remember, every minute you spend learning is an investment in your future. Keep it up, and I'll see you in the next episode.